2017. Your life purpose. Like, I was born for this, I know it.
Wow.
Everything now has been preparation. And because you're a Virgo, preparation H.
It's great.
So good morning, my friend. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And today there's a chance of bitchiness, I just have to say. Worldwide, it's just not you. It is a test of faith and reality. But Sensei says there's definitely a way to get through this. From my smartphone to yours, keep streaming for your Friday Namaste today. Welcome to Namaste Today, a self-empowering way to start your day. I'm your host and spiritual life coach, Christopher Witecki. Namaste, my friend, and welcome to Friday. Thank God it's Friday. And it really is, thank God, aren't you glad? We had that short week in the United States, and then we had this full week, so it is one of those things. It's starting to get warm outside, kind of craving the beach. I want to do something fun, it's that kind of vibe. So welcome, we're at the end of the week, but we're actually at the beginning of a new chapter spiritually. In fact, today there may be a tug-of-war between reality and faith. I'll be giving you little tips on how to get through that. But first, let's look at today's zodiac weather. This zodiac weather is for Friday, June 10th, 2016. Looking at your 3-day weekend forecast, well, tomorrow it's going to be step 21 when it starts to get fun, so it'll be fun and expansive. And on Sunday, expect the unexpected because we're going to have emotional breakthrough. But today, it's partly cloudy with that chance of bitchy, I'm afraid. That's because passionate ideas will trigger a test of faith in you. So it's that our mind starts to get away from us and we start to get very passionate. Now, today the great human walk has reached step 20, Gemini. That means the ruling number actually is channel 2, and that means the ruling planet is the moon. So where is the moon? Well, the moon is self-critical today. The moon is in Virgo, Act 1, so our emotions tend to be hypercritical, hyper-aware, and our mental attitude today is about taking action. So that means our emotions are critical, and our mind is impatient. So that brings us to today's Lightwalker News Flash. Today's Lightwalker News Flash, it's not a test of faith you're feeling, it's a test of belonging. Let me explain. Well, we have a tug-of-war going on, really between Jupiter and Neptune. That's the astro gossip on it. And the moon is crossing over Jupiter over the weekend. So we're feeling part of this very tense part of the Grand Cross, and we're having to grow up. Now, although it seems like a test of faith versus reality, which is what it will be, I guess, technically, the moon in Virgo is everything that's so real, and then Neptune in Pisces is saying, hey, keep the faith. In other words, don't let the details get to you too much. But really, because Jupiter is at step 14, and I'm a step astrologer, and that's what I follow, I don't think this is so much a test of faith. This is actually a test of belonging. That's because 14 means I love and I belong. So in other words, this weekend, and as you go through the weekend, you're going to be expanding your reality, expanding the possibilities of what can happen. And when things don't go your way, it's not about keeping faith. It's about asking yourself, do I belong here? Is this where I belong? Because if it's where you belong, of course you gotta really go ahead and Virgo tough it out. If it's where you don't belong, you got to Virgo put up the hand and go. Okay, so without further ado, let me do some channeling for you. I call this the Megascope. I go into my guides and kind of shift gears right here in front of you. And let me see what my spirit has to say for your weekend guidance. Okay, so I actually have to look. They told me to look at Mars and Venus. Okay, so Mars is retrograde, and we are undoing personal boundaries. And what I see here from Spirit is that this weekend, my friend, you're going to be basically reprogramming reality. That's the best way to put it. And a lot of it comes. This is Virgo energy, so this is the rare time where it's actually whatever happens in the moment that counts the most. And so we've already sent this energy has already been sent to you by the past, and you're now ready to see if you belong in a certain reality or don't belong in a certain reality. And that's what Spirit was showing me. Now, what Spirit wanted me to tell you for the weekend was that there's two parts to this belonging. And that's what I had thought. I was like, oh, Mars. Part of the belonging, first of all, is are you open or not open to things? So Mars retrograde in Scorpio is saying you might find that, let's talk about belonging. You might find that you do belong to a situation, but your boundaries aren't open to it. You're not really set up for it. You're not protected for it. You don't feel safe for it. You don't have a little Jedi watchdog, so you can't do it, right? The other aspect that Spirit talked about was Venus, and that's not so much open or not open, but can you open? Do you want to open? And that's where Venus is at step 21, where it starts to get fun right now in Gemini. So the mind this weekend, basically, you're determining, where things get sticky. This is what Spirit's saying. It's going to feel sticky. We're still in a straitjacket. Everything's going to be hyper real. Because we're in Virgo, everything's going to be super real. It's going to be feeling like, everything's going to be so real. And really, your old ego is going to want to fight. That's the first thing. You don't want to do that. And the second thing is you want to know where you belong and determine if you do, well then, I belong here. Let's go ahead and open up to the possibilities, because I do belong here. Let me open up to what's here. Let me go and try the punch that looks so weird on the table. You know what I mean? Like, let me go try that. And let's also make sure I'm properly protected for this place that I belong. And this is really your mind is getting ready for this. So although this feels very real, this is really preparing your mind for the next chapter. That's what Spirit was telling me. The other thing is to be very clear. Because we're in Gemini, and because Mercury is at step 27 Taurus, so that's my astro citation, your mind is masterminding everything over the weekend. And so, again, this is about getting your mind in order. And, again, it's your mind's masterminding from feeling all the bumps in the road in Virgo. What you feel in Virgo is not necessarily going to be the way it stays after the weekend, just so you know. But your mind, here's the thing, your mind needs to be prepared to baby you at all times anyways, because life's about to change, you're about to grow, all right? So although you're obsessed with masterminding everything, someone needs to bend over and pick up the baby. All right. So with that said, I want to give you some steps for success over the weekend. Step number 1. Baby your feelings. The moon is in Virgo, so baby your feelings all weekend long. You will feel like a baby, so treat yourself like one. Extra sunscreen, extra stuff. Step number 2, be compassionate to yourself at every step. Compassionate means you make it easy. You act like you are the first woman on the moon, and so you're going to take it easy and just take your time and be compassionate. And then step number 3, after that's done, just float and feel what it is like. Your job is just to float and feel it. That's it. And your mind basically is preparing for the way it wants it to be. And I'll just say, even though it feels very real this weekend, it's actually not what we're setting up for. You'll get this reality or not, if your mind agrees, in September. All right. Well, friends, for those who are watching over my personal Sensei network, and I so encourage you to give it a try for $1.99. You get all sorts of things. Today in our Daily Zen, I'm going to give you a pep talk on what you can gloat on about floating on. I know that's cute, but I have a good thing about that. And I'm going to talk to you today in your 3 o'clock eye candy about where the moon is expanding you this weekend, particularly tomorrow on Saturn Day. For everyone else, come on down and sign up for Serious Joy. I have what they call the Megascopes Live. So when you sign up, you get a password in the first 24 hours, and you can watch your Megascopes. These are 10-minute videos that talk about your sun sign and your rising sign, basically, and what you can predict for the weekend. So definitely worth $1.99. You can cancel anytime. You know I love to rhyme. Okay, friend, have a fabulous rainbow weekend, and I will see you back on Monday with more. Until then, remember, I love you, and live, love, be.
So
Can't find love? That day is over. With just 8 numbers, we can reveal all your secrets to sex and love. We call it Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. Find out the secret to your heart at secretsofbirthdays.com.